AITA for refusing to allow my sister-in-law back into my life. My husband and I, 32M and 31F, have 3 kids, 5F, 4F, and 2F. Back in 2016, my brother got married. My mom invited my sister-in-law and her, then, fiancé, to the wedding. Day of the wedding comes, I am lining up with the bridal party at the church. I see her, but before I could wave, the bridal party begins to move inside. This follows the wedding, pictures, and announcing the bridal party at the reception. We had just sat down at the head table when my SIL comes up to me and tells me she's leaving. I got up, came around and hugged her goodbye, said we should get together, and she shortly replies, "Yep," before leaving. The following morning, I get a text from her telling me she didn't want me to stand up in her wedding anymore, that she didn't feel like we were close anymore because I didn't say hi to her at the wedding, and ended it with "Have a nice day." I responded, telling her there was a lot going on and I didn't have a moment to say hello. She replies by telling me that she doesn't do fake people, that she thought my husband and I had rushed into our marriage, and that she had high hopes for an ex-girlfriend of his. I told her to count us off the guest list entirely. This set her off. She writes how I was playing wife, that everyone in her family hated me, and that I was dead to her, followed by blocking me. My husband wouldn't step in and defend me, telling me he didn't want to get in the middle of it, even after I told him it's his sister and it's his job to handle it. That if it were reversed, I would never dream of allowing anyone in my family to speak to him like that, but still, he wouldn't say anything. Fast forward 6 months, my husband and I find out we were expecting. In comes my sister-in-law, who hasn't spoken to either of us since the text fight, telling my husband how she couldn't wait to be an aunt and take pictures of her niece and take her for walks and such. I told my husband I wasn't comfortable with that, and when I said that, I meant with the amount of contact with our daughter she was describing, especially after how she treated me. She blew up at my husband, saying I had no right, I'm your sister, so I told my husband to tell her she wouldn't see the baby at all. She told my husband he was dead to her and blocked him. A few months later, I had a baby shower. My mom tried inviting her in an attempt to smooth things over, but she refused. She later sent a gift, but my husband returned it, saying we don't want anything from you. She was so mad. More yelling and berating. At this point, my mom, sister, and brother all reached out to her in an attempt to resolve things. Her response? I am going to do everything in my power to break them up, and your family is known for being a bunch of sluts. Baby is born. She was huge. Had to be delivered 6 C-section. My sister-in-law posts on Facebook, 10 pounds 10 ounces, ha 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 ha, karma. She then starts a group chat with all the members of their side of the family, including aunts, cousins, etc., saying how hilarious it was that our child was so big. They ignored her and responded with congratulations and well wishes. Husband posts a picture of our baby with me sleeping in the background on the chat. She messages him and says, "So when can I come see the baby?" And he tells her she won't be seeing her. Her response? Why? She's sleeping. She won't know. They argued back and forth and she blocked him once more. She sent out a wedding invitation to us, and addressed our daughter using the nickname version of her name, of which we made extremely clear to everyone not to do this. This was the last straw for my husband. We ended up skipping her wedding. Since then, my sister-in-law had 3 kids with her husband. My husband started hanging out with her when her kids were born. It started a lot of fights, to which he told her he didn't want to jeopardize his marriage over her. She yelled at him and blocked him again. We have 3 kids now. Oldest is 6. My sister-in-law reached out to my husband asking if I would be willing to put all this behind us. She made it clear she wasn't at all sorry, that she literally did nothing wrong, but wanted the kids to know each other and wanted her brother back in her life. Oh, and that I should apologize. I told him I didn't want to see her, that I in no way wanted to bring her back into my life, and that our kids had plenty of cousins. I was blunt about it too. She writes, no worries. I wish you, your kids, and my brother well and tells him directly the offer is always open, no matter how she treats us. She also made this big deal about how she was being the bigger person / how childish I was being. My husband didn't like how she separated him in that sentence, saying it's clear you don't see us as a family, and the second part really set him off. He wishes he could know his niece and nephews, but doesn't want his sister treating me like crap. It makes me sad because I know this is hard for him, and he's just trying to stand by side. He told me last year he regrets not standing up for me when this all started, and that he was sorry. What do you think?